to get an internet-based email account like gmail.com, be able to receive that in Outlook by correctly configuring the account properties as you saw in the previous chapter of this tutorial. Now I want to just point out a little bit more about some of the formatting options you have with a particular email message. And for that, let's just click on New here to create a new email message. And what I'm going to do here is point out some of the other options you have in the ribbon, essentially. So what I'll do is I will first insert my insertion point into the message area of the email, and I'll start to type and I'll pause it while I do this. So, as you can see here, what magically appeared is just a very simple, pretty meaningless email here, but that's not the idea, to extract a lot of meaning from it, but just to show you some of the options. So, one of the things I want to show you, and you might have seen this in the previous module, is that you have this floating palette. So if you make a selection of texts, and I'll do that by double-clicking the word weather, notice that I have this little floating palette that appears just above it. And the closer I move my mouse to that floating palette, the more opaque it gets until the mouse is resting on it altogether. And with this, I can make changes to the font. I can make changes to the font size. I can make very basic highlighting, change the color, change the highlighting, and so on, change it to bold. All the things that I can do typically with just a piece of text, basically I can do with that formatting palette. Those are essentially the options you see in this message tab of the ribbon under basic text. So it's just to save you a trip up, is to reduce the amount of clicking that you do, and that's something that you'll see throughout the rest of Office 2007, to reduce the number of click steps it takes to make something happen. Now, other formatting, more robust formatting, can be accessed from this Format Text tab, which is in the ribbon. And now you have your full range of bullet points, your cut, copy, paste. You can apply quick styles and change styles. So if you want to select text, and you can set the insertion point sometimes to apply some of the paragraph styles. So you can say this is going to be the title of my email, and to apply a quick style, notice that it applies formatting, font type, resizes, puts an underline, and so on. So again, all of that can be done with your Format Text tab and using some of the styles here. Same thing with your bullet points. If you want to make a bullet point list, you also have the ability to go into your bullet points and change them to squares, change them to little colorful ones, or diamond-shaped ones, or check marks like this. And what you're also seeing is another new innovation with Office 2007, and that is the Live Preview feature. The Live Preview has the ability, as the name suggests, for you to preview what the changes are going to look like before you make them effective with one click. So what would take you 5, 6, 8 clicks before, or opening up a dialog box, now can be done with just a single click in the ribbon. For example, if you want to still use dialog boxes, by the way, they're there. So in the groupings, you can still open up the font dialog box and make changes manually. But again, you're 4 or 5 clicks away from making something happen, and then you're closing it and then saying, well, okay, do I like that? Do I not? Otherwise, or I should say alternatively, use the ribbon, and you can see exactly what a change is going to look like before you make it effective, and you do it with one single click. So again, the font dialog box, it's still there. The paragraph dialog box that you're used to using with your menus is still there. By the way, where are the menus? How do you get back to the menus? You don't. You use a previous version of the Office suite of applications. Finally, what I want to point out here is if you're using a resolution like I am, you notice that the ribbon can take up a lot of desktop real estate, and so you may want to leave more real estate open for your message. At higher resolutions, it's not going to be any big deal at all. But you can minimize the ribbon. You saw this probably as we were customizing the quick access toolbar. You can minimize the ribbon. But another easier way to do it, in my opinion, is just make a selection on any of the tabs here and give the thing a double click. So again, if you want more real estate, double click again to re-show the ribbon, format your text, and then send it off. Also, as we were dealing with the different formats, keep in mind that if you're dealing with plain text, all of that is gone. You can still use a bullet list, but of course it's going to look a lot different, and you're not going to have that ability to make pictures in your bullet text as you do with HTML.